guys, this is Ken, and we're in my garage still, obviously, and we're working on the hood to the 46 Ford truck. And it's got a few issues. I really thought it looked really good with just the gray primer on it. Didn't have any obvious problems, but you can see that we do have a problem right here. Now this is about where the air cleaner would have been under the hood, and obviously it wasn't sitting flat, or they put something on it, because we have a semicircle high spot. We also have a few little high spot around here, and those have been taken care of, and I've been working on this one and having a little success. So I wanted just to go over what I've been doing to it and what I haven't been doing to it and what I'm worried about. But the real main thing here is I don't do body work. I'm not experienced at it. I've done one car, my midnight, or my my Mustang. We call it the Nightmare Mustang. I even forgot its name. It's such a nightmare. But it runs really good, and it looks pretty good too. It's got a few flaws on it, but it took a long time. But what I'm worried about when I'm working out this dent is I know that when the metal was, when the hood was closed and it dented this, the metal was stretched, right? Because something underneath pushed up, stretched the metal out, made a hump. So when I'm pushing it down, the easiest way to do this would have just been to take a hammer and a dolly, something like this, not a not a Barbie doll, but a doll. These are dollies. Put it underneath here, and then tapped along until I smashed this down flat on my dolly. But the reason I didn't do that is because that also stretches the metal. As I'm pushing this down, the metal's coming out, and when it hits against here, when I'm on dolly, which means I can hear that thump through the metal that I'm actually on my dolly, I flatten this out, I'm stretching the metal even more because I'm pinching the metal between my hammer and my dolly, and it's pushing it out. And that can cause ripples in a panel, or it can cause the panel to do like tin can-ish. You push down, it goes bump, and you lift your finger up and it goes bump the other way. And that's my big worry. This is already movable on both sides because it's such a big piece. I didn't want to make it more flexible and have it do that going down the road, or have wrinkles form as I'm squishing this metal out on both sides. So I've been just working at it from one side and not using a dolly on the other. But now, like I said, this is just me. I haven't been schooled in body work. I don't know the proper ways. I've watched the videos, you know, that kind of stuff. But we're really making good progress on this dent. And this is still a little bit low right here. And one of the ways I know which way the dent went was just by using a straight edge and sliding it along my hood and seeing that it's flat and there's no gaps. Until I get to right about there, I'm getting a gap. Very tiny, thousandths of an inch maybe, but it'll show up when there's glossy paint. And then as I come across the dent again, it's perfectly flat. If I go this way, of course, I'm wobbly, but what I can do is I can just go in a linear straight motion here and watch the gap that forms and goes away right in this area. And I can see that it's still just a tiny bit high, just thousandths, probably no more than 4 or 5 thousandths of an inch high here. I can actually feel it. I can't see it, but I can, if I look at it with my bare eyes, I can't see it, but I can feel it with my hand. And your hands, when you're doing body work, are the most important thing. You can feel all the imperfections that you can't see. That's basically, these all showed up when I was sanding, and they were easy to get out. I didn't just start whacking on them like this, because again, I didn't want to spread everything out. I'd really rather make a little dent and then just go over it. But all I did was I took my rounded end of this hammer, set it directly on top of the dent, right dead center, and just went tap until that was nice and smooth. And There's little, you can see it push down the metal. That's why there's still a little coloration. But it's perfect. You can't feel them at all. You can't feel them, you can't see them. You run across the straight edge over them. They don't show up. That's awesome. But this one, still working on. So, like I said, I've been beating on it, but with reason. If you notice, when you get some body hammers, you can buy some real cheap ones from Harbor Freight, which I've done, and they work. But when you get some better ones, and these aren't super expensive, but they are better, you notice that you can get them with different shaped heads. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but these three all have a different dome on the head. Let's see if we can get them side by side. Can you see that? If I stop moving them around, this one here is flat. Its dome is flat. This one here is rounded just a little bit. This one's rounded even more. So you have different shapes for what you're working on here. And this flat one is great for getting a nice flat surface. But if you tilt just a little bit, you're going to drive one of these edges into your panel. So you got to be super careful. I had to get down level with it, making sure that you're hitting directly in the center. You don't want to tip. I'm not that great, so this hammer's going away, at least for right now. There's a dent. Let's see. All right, this hammer's got a little bit of a curve, so I feel a little safer working it. It's actually the one I've been working with to push this down. And then this hammer's got a little bit more, and if I find a particular little high point, that's where I'll use the more rounded hammer on it, and I'll beat it down. That's just me, you know, no formal training on these. They got different ends too, a little pick end for getting into some grooves or straightening out a little bit of trim, or a real tight edge. There's a lip under here, and I can get right into that lip from the other underside and straighten this out. Not going to, that's all covered by trim. I don't care what that looks like, just as long as there's no rust in it. So I'm going to beat this down just probably one more time. Then I'm going to hit it with a little sandpaper. Probably, I think what I got is 400 grit on these right now, because I was finishing the area up a little bit. And I'll see the marks I make in here when I hit, because it's going to leave little marks in the metal. I'll see if I'm smoothing those off and taking this too. And then I'll put a little guide coat on here, a little dry guide coat. I like the dry powdered guide coat because I can get to sanding on it right away. I can spread it and sand it. I don't have to wait for it to dry. It won't clog my sandpaper. It's perfect for this. And if this is a little high, but I can't feel here, or this is a little low, but I can't feel this. This feels great, and right now I can feel that little ridge. I might just smear a little body putty on this just to level it out, because I really don't want to bang on this any more than I have to. But here comes some banging, so turn down your volume. I'm actually going to get off my stool and get down right at eye level and tap this a little bit. And I can see now, I can see those marks I just put right across there. So I can see that I'm hitting within this high spot. And if I wasn't so anal, I probably could put a dolly under there and get this done a lot quicker, but I'm just worried about making that tin can effect. I don't know how to shrink metal. I've tried. I tried a lot on the Nightmare Mustang, and I did eventually get the top to shrink a little bit, enough to get the oil can effect out of it. But holy God, that was scary. Now I'm not hitting it very hard anymore because the surface is almost flat. And if I hit a flat surface hard, I can really, move the metal. When it had a good size hump in it, I whacked it pretty good because I had to push that hump down. Now I'm just trying to make it flat, and it's feeling so close. Wow, it's a little bit still on this edge, but we're close. I don't even like to look at it when I'm rubbing it because, that can make me try to think that I'm not, or that I'm feeling something that I'm not. But I can still feel it. I'm also feeling these little spots where I'm hitting. Don't use your body hammers for anything but this stuff. And I don't recommend hitting any hammers together, even though I did that to lower these dents. And definitely wear eye protection. I'm wearing magnifying glasses because I want to see what I'm doing right here. This is almost perfect. Wow. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of sandpaper here and see what happens. Now this is a flexible block, so I'm not going to push this on here because I can easily push it into this low spot and sand it off and think I'm done when I wasn't. This one here has just been used for the flexible corners and the edges and that kind of thing. Now this one here is a little more rigid. It does bend this way a little bit and that way a little bit, but it's nice and flat. We're going to wipe some of the residue off of it, the dust, and I'm just going to slide it across and back and forth, not pushing down hard. I see immediately that my little marks from hitting are disappearing here. I still got one or two there. But what I'm also seeing, which I really wanted to see, is I'm seeing this gray disappear around this edge right here. So that is nice. That is what I really want to see. I am seeing my metal grow a little bit, the bare metal that I can see. So that tells me it's still just a tad bit high. So just a little more pounding, and I think we've got this. Always make sure that you're clean here. I actually have a little mark in the head of this that shouldn't be there. That mark transfers to the metal, but it's so small that just this sanding is going to take it right off. So let's pound just a little bit more. I'd rather have a little bit low here, just in this area, than a big bowl right here, because if just this little streak right here is low, I'm just going to skim. Actually, I'm going to be spraying this hood with a heavy primer filler. It'll get 3 coats of that. It'll get sanded. That will probably take care of what I have here. I just don't want a little high ridge. So if I get this ridge down just a little bit more, I'm going to be so happy. Really, really close. I feel it dragging just a little bit, but man, that's so nice. Let's put a little bit of the dry guide coat on it. What you got here is you got a tub full of powder basically, and the spreader. You can turn it over if you want a lot of it on there. And then we're just going to wipe it across here. It leaves that. I'm going to get it a little bit heavier right there. Probably got a little more than I need. That's all right. Like I said, it's just a dry guide coat. Gonna make my hand real black. Have I been standing up where you can't see me? All right. I'm just going to do a couple of swipes here, wipe off my sandpaper, do a couple more. I have to tap that one maybe again. I can't feel it, but I can see the guide coat come off it right away. All right, I can tell you right now that what I am seeing in my guide coat, I can see the scratches, you know, that I made. This is 400 grit. I'm making very small scratches, but I can see them in the guide coat in the center of this. So the lowness of this is no more than the thickness of the guide coat is what I'm trying to tell you. That, so that is really awesome. I have seen it clear off of here really well. Still a little bit over here. You can still see a little bit in the cracks here, or the scratches. So this area is still probably just a little bit high. But that is almost completely smooth to my hand. I can see I'm leaving, there's still a little guide coat right here, so that's a low compared to this spot over here. I can still see it there. I can see my metal color expanding just a little bit right here. So I'm going to tap that edge right there. Not here. I can still see guide coat left there. This is pretty good over here. Maybe I should have extended a little more this way, but we're good. When I put the heavy primer on here, primer filler, it's gonna fill whatever little low edge I have here. It's gonna be awesome. I'm just gonna tap it here because I'm a little anal. Don't go anywhere. See how that did. And the marks from the hammer, they're just little bitty things, little bitty, you know, just the metal is a little scratched, and when you hit it with a hammer, you flatten those scratches. You can see that. And it's taking a while for them to disappear. I am using 400 grit, but that tells me that I pushed those areas down a little bit. And I can't feel the ridge anymore. I know it's there. A little bit. But man, that is so much nicer. The guide coat's gone from right here. This is the gray paint. It's got some scratches from where I roughened it up. So yeah, I think we're pretty good on the hood. I'm going to finish sand the rest of this a little smooth. Maybe check these flat spots or these spots a little bit. They don't show up that way. I can't feel them. They're staying put. Let's get down level with this one, see. That looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. Success on the hood. All right, when the weather warms up a little bit, I'm going to be spraying some primer. Right now it's you know, like 35, 36, 38 degrees outside. I don't spray in my garage anymore because it gets into the house, the smell, and the wife don't like that. So we'll cover up this bare metal with a little primer spray and call it good. Now remember, this is just me. I don't know body work. I don't know how to do it. I just give it the best shot I can. But sometimes it works. So get out there in your garage, wherever you work, shed, barn, backyard, under the elm tree, whatever you got, work on your stuff. Get it running. Have a great day. Stay safe.